Good evening. Welcome to Junkyard Interviews. I'm your host, Jack Kiesling. Sitting down with me tonight is Lokana, who just released her very first single, available on Spotify, YouTube, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Lokana, why don't you tell us about yourself?
I am Lokana. I live in Littleton, Colorado, and I've been making music for about almost 2 years.
2 years. Okay. And so you just released your first single. It's called Ride or Die. Really, really good song. So I found it on the internet a couple of days ago. I've listened to it a ton of times since then. What was the process like writing that song for you?
So anytime I write a song, it's really weird. I don't sit down and I'm like, hey, I want to write a song. I kind of just will be doing my everyday thing, and then a melody and lyrics will pop in my head. So it's not like I'm just I don't know, it just randomly comes to me, and I hear the melody, I hear okay, piano's gonna go here, and it's weird. I get the full song.
That's
and so then I pretty much just write it, and then I go to the studio and I sit down with producers, and it just happens. I just make the song.
So how long was the process for this first single?
So I want to say I wrote Ride or Die back in maybe January. And then I went to California because that's where I usually record. And I met with this producer who is now my manager. And we made the song. I wrote the song all by myself. And then I had a top liner for that song. Her name's Sadie Cage. And pretty much what a top liner does is they go in and they're like, okay, hey, instead of maybe doing blah, 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 you are, we could do I am, or, so it's pretty much just going in kind of like the auto corrector, of, the music industry. And they're like, okay, let's just, edit this a little bit. And so we did that. We got the song recorded in a couple hours. It was already written when I brought it in. So, it was really easy. And then that was back in March, and then COVID hit. And so it was delayed for a long time. And then I talked to my manager and I was like, hey, I want to get this out. And we're like, okay. And so we pretty much just got it out. We had to make a list of okay, this is what we're going to do. We got to do teasers up until this day. And then we'll release on this day. We get the music video recorded. And so it took a little while, it took a couple months, but it's out, so
yeah.
It's out.
Okay, so it's out. It hasn't been out very long, but it's already getting a huge positive reception on social media, on YouTube, a really good response. What's that feel like for you?
It's crazy. I've always wanted, I started writing back in, I think it was 2018, but I've been singing my whole life, and so it's been crazy. It's hearing and seeing other people reacting to my song, just listening to it. I'm like, that's me, and just hearing and seeing it, being able to see it on Spotify and YouTube, and that's stuff I've dreamed about. And so for it to finally be out, it's crazy. It's been, and seeing all the positive feedback, it's heartwarming. It really makes me happy. And I love doing what I love. It's what I love. So
right, that's amazing. Okay, so you have a manager, your first single's out. What's next?
We're gonna be doing well, the music video comes out pretty soon, and then what we're planning on doing is dropping songs pretty much every month. So there should be another one next month, and then in the future I see myself, touring and stuff when the world opens back up, whenever that may be. But yeah, as of now, we're just, making music for, people to hear and people that love my voice. So we're excited. There's a lot that's, going into Lokana, so.
Sure, yeah. So, okay, it seems like everything's going right, but we know there's always other pieces to the story. So what challenges have you come up against as you've started this journey in your career?
There's a lot of challenges. I didn't grow up with, none of my family were really in the music industry. My uncle does music and stuff, but I didn't really have connections growing up, so, it wasn't handed to me. So I really had to, work for everything. And it's been hard, it's not easy just hey, I have a manager now, and hey, I'm releasing music. It's like, it was a lot of hard work, and it just makes the journey even better, because like it wasn't handed to me, it's not like, oh, my mom's a celebrity, or, and my uncle is in the music industry, and so he, like it was a lot of work.
What was the hardest thing?
um I don't know. I just get lucky, I guess. I mean, there wasn't really anything too hard for me. I mean, I ran into a bump in the road not too long ago. We recorded the music video actually for Ride or Die, and the company that I recorded it with, they actually held the music video hostage, and they were demanding like a crazy amount of money. It all got worked out in the end. I didn't end up using that footage. I still have love for them, but it was like, whoa, wait, that happens, and it's like, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more of craziness that goes on as my career ages and stuff, but it was shocking. It was like, wait, that happens, so
Right. I haven't seen any negative reactions to your songs on any of the platforms yet. Have you gotten any negative backlash?
I mean, not that I have seen. I mean, I've seen all good, which I'm sure, like behind the scenes, there's always little, haters and stuff, which I've been, used to that before. Like, I don't know, no matter what you do, there's always going to be, that one person who doesn't like what you do. But I mean, that's just a part of life. So it's like, I've gotten used to it, it's like, that's the industry I'm going into. So, I got to have that mind and mentality of like, doesn't matter, like, look at all the good things you've got, like, there's one little one, but look at all the good, so that's it.
Okay, so influences. Who do you listen to? Who inspires your work? Who do you admire?
I mean, I listen to only like rappers and stuff. Like, I listen to, like old music, but I mainly listen to, like rappers and stuff. I listen to some of my favorite rappers are like Ski Mask the Slump God and YNW Melly. Like, these are like, like hardcore rappers. And I don't know, I get that question a lot, and it's like, I don't know, people expect me to be like Ariana Grande just because like the music that I make.
Sure.
But I mean, I don't know, like, it's funny, the music that I make, it's really not made for me. Like, if I was somebody else, I wouldn't listen to it just because I only listen to, like rappers and stuff. So it's weird, like me being the one who makes it, but I wouldn't personally listen to it.
That's interesting. So you are Hawaiian. Your family is from the islands originally. What kind of influence do you think that origin culture will have on your music moving forward?
I've always wanted to have kind of like a reggae song, which is like interesting, or like, I don't know, like my mom, would show me like Bob Marley and stuff, and I was always like, oh my gosh, or 5 Plus, I think they're called. And so I don't know, like just the song with like ukulele and some bongos or something, or I don't know, would just be super like cute. I think that'd be, and my family, in Hawaii would eat that up. they would love that.
So any chance of you ever partnering with the Becker Band?
It's funny, whenever I go to their gigs, there have been like a couple times where like I'd be invited to like sing on stage. I'd be like, okay, and so me and my uncle would just we'd sing. We should sing Picture. We haven't. I don't know if he knows how to play that on the guitar, because he has only been playing the guitar for so long. He fascinates me when it comes to like his crowd control. Like, I remember like hearing you compliment him about his performances and stuff, because he's so good with the crowds. And I've always been like fascinated about that, because he can just like get people up and like singing and dancing, and I'm like, that is so cool. So I want to take something from that, like take like from him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a super magnetic guy. As soon as he gets up on stage and starts talking, everybody pays attention. But so that's something that's very soon in your near future, hopefully, with COVID over, live performances and shows. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? How do you get up there and grab that audience's attention and take them on that ride?
I mean, I don't know. Like, for some reason, because I've always been, singing and doing stuff on stage. Like I would do, you know, karaoke's, or there was this one time where I think I just turned 5. And my mom brought me and like my little sister to this, his name's Stuart Davis. And he was like singing in Boulder or something. And we were just like sitting in the crowd, and he was like, okay, does anyone have any questions? And I raised my little hand and I go, can I sing now? And so he brought me up on stage he was so nice. I just got in contact with him actually, but he invited me on stage. Like he let me go up, which I was so surprised. And he let me just take his mic away and like just sing. And so, I mean, I've never been really scared to go up on stage. Like as soon as I get up on stage, I kind of get my alter ego, like Lokana, like, so.
Anything you want to throw out there to the fans before we end the interview?
You can see what I do on all my social medias. I don't know if you link, social media. So yeah, we can link that, and then go stream my song Ride or Die, which is on all platforms.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us on Junkyard Interviews. Hopefully we'll see you back at some point in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.